The Wisconsin Department of Health Services announcing a new initiative to expand access to HIV and STI testing. DHS is partnering with Simple Health Kit to offer a limited supply of free at-home test kits. The goal is to help Wisconsin residents who may not live near a free testing site or who are hesitant to go in person. Residents 18 or older can request kits through Simple Health Kit's secure website. Samples are returned by mail with results available online within 48 hours of arrival at the lab. DHS specialists will follow up with anyone who tests positive to connect them with further testing or treatment.